Symbology of the Bible, Volume 1. The Number of the Beast. Revelation 13 verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword, and did live. Observe that the beast in verse 11 has horns like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. This is the false Christ. He comes showing he is Christ, and many believe it. The Greek for fire in verse 13 is
beer, G4442, pour, a primary word, fire, literally or figuratively, specifically, lightning, fiery, fire.
Whenever we see something familiar, we should consider that it is the true intent of the Scripture, the real meaning. For this verse, given all the knowledge we have gained regarding it, we should understand it as lightning, the vehicles discussed prior. These are the stars that are returning, the third of the angels that followed, and follow the dragon. A key verse above, though, is verse 14. This false one wants the people to make an image. Understanding this image is key to understanding the number of the beast, and it points us to the book of Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar's image, which is why the harlot has Babylon on her forehead. So we will go back to Daniel and investigate the image. Daniel 3 verse 1, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. This is after Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of the image, and Daniel told him the meaning thereof. Daniel 2 verse 31, Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. 32. This image's head was of fine gold his breast, and his arms of silver his belly, and his thighs of brass. 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. And the feet of the image are another key to why this image is so important. Daniel 2 verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. They are the stars of Revelation, who came and will come again as lightning. In fact, we can apply our code algorithm to look for a deeper message.
Iron, Barzel, prodigal son, mixed, braid, intertwine, undertake, engage. Miry, ceramic. Be sticky, calamity, dirt, to be swept away. Lay, to peel, a shard, scale, round thing. They, it, many, the same, who, which, mingle, braid, intertwine, undertake, engage. Seed, fruit, plant, sowing time, carnally, child. Vin, mortal man people. The root is desperately wicked.
An interpretation of the transliteration can be, the prodigal son will undertake a calamity on such a scale, and many will engage carnally with mortals. This is basically the same message as the verses above, but more specific, and emphasizes who and what the feet of the image are and what they do. Many reading on the surface may miss the real meaning of the verses and chalk it up to more talk of incomprehensible things. But each component of the proposed interpretation can be verified in Scripture. Continuing in Revelation 13 verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Here we have the 60 and the 6 from Daniel. So, where does the third 6 come from? Many Bible scholars recognize 6 as the number of man. Quote, 6 denotes the human number. Man was created on the 6th day, and this first occurrence of the number makes it, and all multiples of it, the hallmark of all connected with man. He works 6 days. The hours of his day are a multiple of 6. Athaliah usurped the throne of Judah in 6 years. The great men who have stood out in defiance of God, Goliath and Nebuchadnezzar and Antichrist, are all emphatically marked by this number. Unquote. Now we have all 3 6s, 3 men, the false prophet, the first beast, and the dragon. Revelation 20 verse 10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night, forever and ever. Could it be that Nebuchadnezzar was a fallen angel? Will he be coming back as one of these entities? As for the mark of the beast, recall the heavy use of symbology in the Bible, a logical conclusion that the mark on the hand or forehead is that it means doing the work of and believing the doctrine of the serpent, dragon, and the false prophet. It is an imitation of the true mark. Ezekiel 9 verse 4, and the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh, and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. 5, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. 6, slay utterly, old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man, upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. Here is mark in the Hebrew.
Tav, from H8427, a mark, by implication a signature, desire, mark, tav, T.
It is a single Hebrew letter tav, which corresponds to the English T and the Greek tau. So, Revelation points us back to Daniel, and we now know that the iron will come back. But what about Nebuchadnezzar? Let's break down that name. It is H5020 and is a compound word. Nebuchadnezzar in the Hebrew, or alternatively Nebuchadnezzar in Chaldean. Now, let us put the syllables in a table for analysis.
Nebo, related to 5013, prophecy, make self-profit. Cad, earthenware deepen. Neither, abstain from divine worship, that is, apostasy. Ned, heap, the root is waver. Bemoan. Tsar, adversary, narrow, enemy, tribulation.
A workable translation could be, the false prophet will deepen the apostasy. They will bemoan/heap on the tribulation. It is interesting how Revelation points us back to the Babylonian and his image, and if we actually examine him, we can find a meaningful message. Perhaps Nebuchadnezzar is the false prophet. Imagine this scenario. Spaceships arrive at Earth, and the occupants share their advanced tech, doing miracles, but they are, in fact, the wandering stars, the locusts. Many will be ignorant of that fact and accept them as first contact, and succumb to their peaceful words, and celebrate their arrival.